Hello everyone, welcome to SI UK India webinar. Thank you for joining us today. We are now live with LanguageCert. Today we have Paul, Harsh and Vana with us who will let us know about this special webinar session. Please feel free to post all the questions in the YouTube chat box on the right. We will answer all the questions after the presentation during the Q&A session. So let's start the webinar. Over to you, Harsh.
Right. Thank you, Priyanka. Let me quickly share my screen. Right, everyone. Thank you so much for participating in this event today. My name is Harshvardhan Sharma. I'm the Business Development Manager for LanguageCert India, and I want to take this opportunity to introduce LanguageCert to all of you today. So, taking the first step in preparing yourselves to study in the UK with LanguageCert. So, basically, who we are and what we do. LanguageCert is an awarding organization dedicated to enhance the career, education, and life prospects of individuals worldwide. Our qualifications are suitable for education, professional, and immigration purposes. Our exams are accepted by higher education institutions, organizations, government authorities across the globe in more than 90 countries. 80% of the UK universities are accepting LanguageCert scores. We have government recognition internationally. LanguageCert is approved by UK Visas and Immigrations, UKVI, the Department of Justice in Ireland, and New Zealand Qualification Authority. Here are the examples of few university recognitions. You can see that we are accepted by Queen's Mary, we are accepted by University of Liverpool, King's College London, University of Kent, and there are many other universities which you can see on our website in our recognition option. LanguageCert International Esol, the next generation of English language qualification. So, LanguageCert International Esol is a suite of English language exams. We are covering all CFL levels from A1 to C2, and we are accepted by universities as a valid proof of an applicant's English language skills. Now, what are the preferred way of taking your exam? So, LanguageCert exam can be taken through our online options. So from online, we mean that the exam can be taken from the comfort of your own home, maybe from your office. It is available anytime, anywhere with a live proctor service. We have our computer-based LanguageCert approved test centers also, where you can go and sit for your examination. Our CELT UKVI examinations will be taken at UKVI approved test centers, locations globally anywhere. 75% of the Russell group in the UK accept LanguageCert scores. So we are almost accepted by the 75% of the Russell group in the UK. And further, there are many other universities also which are accepting LanguageCert scores. Now, which exam do I take? In order to understand that the CELT examination, if you're going for a CELT examination, it is only applicable for the UK. And where it is applicable, if you're applying for a student route visa to the UK and you're planning to study below degree level, or if you wish to study at a degree level or above at somewhere that is not higher education. Now, the two options are explained over here. So I'm just going to talk about LanguageCert International Esol CELT first. So you can take the exam at a computer-based exam approved location, which is a UKVI approved test center location all across the globe. You can find this test center locations available on our website. We have written and spoken exams that can be taken together, or you can take them separately with a gap of 14 days of each other. And registration will happen through cell.languagecert.org. Results are given in 5 business days after completing both components. Pass marks 33 out of 50 in each skills. Now I'm going to talk about LanguageCert International Esol exam. So the Esol exam is available online with remote live proctoring. So it means that you can take the exam from the comfort of your own home or from your office anytime, anywhere. And this exam can be also taken at a computer-based exam test center locations all across the world. Components can be taken together or separately anytime. So what we mean by components taken together or separately, in LanguageCert exams, we have written and spoken. So from written, what we mean, reading, writing, listening, and spoken is your speaking exam. So your written and spoken can be taken separately or together anytime. Registration via LanguageCert.org results in 3 to 5 working days depending on your exam delivery method. 50% in the written and the spoken, you need to score 50% in both of them. Written is 75 out of 150, and then spoken is 25 out of 50. Now, why choose LanguageCert International Esol exam? So it's a short exam cycle from booking to result. One exam, 3 delivery option to match your need. I just explained the 3 delivery method, but we are highlighting it again one more time here. The exam can be delivered through your computer-based exam test center premises all year round. And the exam can be taken through our online exam, the remote live invigilation process, which means it can be taken anytime, anywhere. And CELT exam, which is a computer-based exam, it is available at our UKVI approved test center locations all across the globe. It is a communicative exam. Get access on what you know. Now we have a separate exam, like what I told you, written is separate and spoken is separate, and it leads to 2 different certificates. Now, one of the good USP about the examination is listening section. As you can see that we have highlighted that all the questions are repeated twice to ensure that all the candidates have a fair chance. So you will have a chance to listen to the question twice. And results are super fast, available up to 3 to 10 business days. We give you a digital badge that you can showcase on your professional profile. And we have a lot of free practice material which is available on our website. You have sample papers, you have teaching materials, we have academic webinars, we have student webinars also that are recorded on our website. And one of the fantastic option which is there is take 2 options. Now, at the time of booking your examination, you get a you think that you want to book the exam session twice, because there are chances that you get a feeling that you might not be able to clear the examination in one go. So just by paying little extra fee, you get a chance to book the examination twice, and this option is called take 2. So you can appear for the examination twice, but this is only in the case if you fail the examination. Right, thank you. So that's it from my side, and I would like to hand it over to Paul now. Paul, over to you.
Okay, well, thank you, Harsh, and thank you everyone for attending this webinar today. I hope it finds you well. All right, let me share my screen first of all. All right. Okay, it should be all right now. Let's see, not yet. It should be there. All right, can you see me and can you hear me and see my slides, by the way? Harsh and Priyanka?
Yes, Paul, we can see.
Lovely. Thank you. So today we'll focus on our LanguageCert qualifications and obviously on our Iesol and CELT qualifications, all right, because you will need to prove your English language proficiency should you be interested in studying in the UK. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Paul Buniol. I'm one of LanguageCert's academic consultants. All right. Okay, let's go. Now, so perhaps the first question to answer is, all right, well, since, you can study in the UK and since you can prove your English language proficiency through LanguageCert, which option is better? The answer is that there is no better option, really. You choose either our Iesol qualifications or CELT qualifications. There are small differences which I would like to draw your attention to, although Harsh has already very briefly referred to them. So for us to remember, there are very few differences, really. One of the main differences is that, okay, the Iesol suite of exams is has to be taken in a LanguageCert officially approved test center, while the CELT qualification, the CELT exams have to be taken in officially approved CELT centers, all right, located around the world, and you will find more information on our website. So this is perhaps the first important difference to remember. Now, the crucial point is, okay, are they different? The answer is no, They are not really different. They are very, very, very similar. Not identical, but very, very, very similar. So look at the first line at the top. No difference in terms of test content. No, the same number of components, the same number of tasks, the same kind of questions, the same kind of text, etc., etc. The same duration, the same level, etc., etc. So where are the differences, the minor differences? Well, as you can see here where my cursor is now, there are differences, but only in terms of registration. So different kinds of information to be inserted in the documents, all right? Exam process and the results, all right? So things are presented differently. Apart from that, no need to worry really. So things are very, very, very similar. And on this slide, you can see what Harsh has just very successfully summarized. So let's not waste time and let's focus on the next slide. One of the, if I may, well, major differences is scoring, really scoring. So if you look at what is on the left, you can see how our LanguageCert International Esol exams are scored. As you can see at the bottom of the slide on the left, the grades you will get will reflect overall performance, how well you did, that is in terms of listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Okay, overall. All right. And as you can see, there is a clarification which is worth remembering. Candidates may not fail the exam as a result of their performance in a single section or skill. Now, what does that mean? It simply means that there is no minimum score to be attained in terms of listening or reading or writing or speaking. However, what students need to attain, what they need to achieve is, as regards the written exam, they need to collect at least 50% of the maximum score they can get through listening, reading, and writing. And if you look at the first table where my cursor is now, you can see that you can collect a maximum of 150 marks as regards the written exam. And how many marks do you need? Well, we said it, half, 50%. So if you collect 75 or more out of 150, well done. Okay. And actually, if you collect a little more than 100 out of 150, congratulations to you, to everyone, because that's a high pass. All right. So this is what you need to remember, that if you opt for an international Esol qualification, all right, you need to attain at least 50% of the maximum score. All right. The same goes for the speaking exam, the Iesol speaking exam. You need to attain, you need to achieve at least 50% of the maximum score, which as regards speaking, as you can see, is 25 out of 50. Right, that's it. So if you collect half of the maximum score as regards speaking, again, you are successful. This related to Iesol. As regards CELT, now things are slightly different in terms of scoring. All right. What you can see is very well, I think, summarized by means of these boxes here. You need, for you to remember, at least 33 out of 50 in order to be successful for all components. So you need 33 at least as regards listening, 33 again as regards reading, 33 again as regards writing, and as regards speaking, 33 once again. All right. So this is perhaps the main difference to remember as regards, the differences between Iesol and CELT exams. All right. Naturally, you will find a lot of information on our website. So later today, I'll share with you, where you can find the documents with, the extra clarifications that you need, I suppose. All right. Something I did not refer to, which I think Harsh very quickly referred to, is that if you decide to take the Iesol exam, any Iesol, international Esol exam, you need to take both parts within a year, both parts, the written and the spoken. While be careful, as regards our CELT suite of exams, you need to take both parts within 14 days, So that's another little difference for you to remember. All right. Okay. Now, what's on the next slide? Well, yes, this is something we referred to a few minutes ago. In terms of results, well, the results are presented differently. On the left, you can see that this statement of results relates to Iesol, okay, and you can see the scores that that particular student got. So listening, 30 marks, reading, I think it's 25, I'm not sure, yes. And writing, I think it's a 22, I'm not sure. Right, yes, okay. As regards SELT, now things are presented differently. Okay, is that an issue? Not really, all right, okay. Now, okay, let's focus now on, what you need to learn, what you need to know about the listening, the reading, the writing, and the speaking components, okay? So let's start off with the written exam. And as you can see, the written exam consists of three skills, really, three components: listening, reading, and writing. Okay, so yes, you can see where my cursor is now, the duration of, for example, our listening B1, B2, C1, C2 level exam. All right, so the duration is 30 minutes, approximately 30 minutes for these levels. All right, as regards reading, okay, reading and writing, actually, for B1 and B2 level candidates, the duration of the exam is 2 hours 10 minutes. But be careful, uninterrupted. What does that mean? Well, it simply means that between reading and writing, there is no break. No, there's no break. So you carry on. All right, so there is no break between the reading and the writing components for all levels, okay. As regards C1 and C2, it's a bit longer. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes. And again, yes, there is no break between reading and writing. Okay. If you want more details now about listening, there are 4 parts. There will be 26 questions. All recordings are played twice, as Harsh did mention a few minutes ago. As regards reading, things are very similar. 4 parts again, 26 questions again for all levels, all right, for all levels, okay. As regards writing, for all levels, it's always 2 tasks, and both of them are mandatory. Both of them, have to be done, all right. So there is no, you do this or that. No. You have to do both writing tasks. And oh yes, this is important at the bottom. There is no separate part of the exam on grammar or vocabulary. No. There is no section, dedicated to, let's say, use of English or who knows. No. Grammar and vocabulary have been incorporated in the listening, reading, and writing exam. Okay, great. So some more key features related to the written exam. Okay, well, this is what we've just said. Grammar and vocabulary have been integrated, all right, are within, that is, the listening, reading, and writing sections are now not examined separately, no. The exam, as you may have realized, is very student-friendly and teacher-friendly and require very, very little exam preparation. As regards question types, don't worry, it's exactly what you've been doing with your teachers all these years. So it's always multiple choice questions or gap filling questions or true, false, etc. No bad surprises, really. Okay. As regards marking, it's always 1 mark, 1 point per correct response, per correct answer. So it's always 1 or, well, 0 if it's wrong. All right, so it's always 1 or 0. And it's not at times, 0.5 or 1.5 or 2.5. No. So it's very easy for you to calculate how well you do, for example, while doing your mock exams. Remarking is available should that be necessary. And yes, as Harsh mentioned a few minutes ago, these exams are available in computer-based format or online with live invigilation format. And yes, they lead to the same certificate, okay. And yes, the written exam, therefore, consists of 3 skills, all assessed at the same time. Okay. What about the speaking exam or the spoken exam, if you prefer? Okay, well, things are, I think, straightforward here. As you can see on the left, it's a one-to-one exam. What does that mean? It means that there is only one candidate facing the screen. Well, I suppose, yes, facing the interlocutor. All right. So it's not pairs. No, you are not examined with another candidate next to you. No, you are on your own, and in front of you on the screen, there is your interlocutor. How many parts are there? 4 parts for all levels. All right. For example, as regards B1, the duration is always 12 minutes, a little more for B2 level candidates, for C1 level candidates, for C2 level candidates. So the duration stretches between 12 and, let's say, 17 minutes as regards B1, B2, C1, C2 level exams. Okay. And on the right, you can see the 4 parts of the exam for all levels. During the first part, the interlocutor will ask you a few personal questions, okay? And then there will be a situational role play. There will be 2 or 3 situations, everyday situations. Then there will be a practical, an interactive task. So you will be asked to share information with your interlocutor and together agree on something, all right? Decide something. And the last part is what we call the long turn, during which you need to talk. You will be asked to talk about a topic that you will prepare within 30 seconds. So you will be given, time to prepare 30 seconds. And then you will share your response. And after your response, there will be a few follow-up questions related to the topic you've just talked about. All right? Okay. Obviously, you will find many, many more details in the support documents we have created for you. So yes, I will refer to that later today. Don't worry. Okay, great. So what's on the next slide? Well, all right. For us to remember the key features of the spoken exam, the topics, there are 4 parts, of course, but the topics are always based on practical experience. Now, this is important to know. There is no academic English to be displayed. No academic English. Now, the kind of English that will be evaluated is everyday practical experience English. All right? The English you use in everyday life, that is. Okay. There are the 4 parts we referred to. The exam is friendly again. You are examined individually, not with another candidate, as we said before. Now, this is important now to remember. The session is led by the interlocutor, who does not, be careful, who does not assess you. Now, the interlocutor is there to ask questions, etc. And what the interlocutor will do during the day is that he or she will record the whole interview, the whole speaking exam. And immediately after your spoken exam, the recording will be uploaded to our LanguageCert platform and immediately sent to one of our assessors located somewhere else. In England, in Scotland, in Australia, in New Zealand, who knows? All right. So yes, the whole exam has been recorded and the recording is sent to one of our fully trained LanguageCert assessors, obviously. And what else? Well, yes, remarking is available should that be necessary. Okay, so far? Okay. Now, what's on the next slide? Well, this is a question you very often ask. Okay, I want to prepare for that. Yes, I like this kind of exams, etc. Yes, but what about writing? How will my writing be evaluated? So this slide relates to the 4 criteria that the assessor will use to evaluate your response, your written response. Okay, so there are 4 criteria. The first one relates to task fulfillment. In other words, did you do what you were asked to do? This is what it is all about, all right? Did you do what you were asked to do? Then the second criterion relates to accuracy and range of grammar. Okay. The third one relates to accuracy and range of vocabulary. And the 4th criterion relates to organization. That is the structure of the text you have built. Okay. Now, you may be interested to know that, yes, in terms of marking now, the assessor will award a maximum of 3 marks for each of these criteria. And it's always a 3, a 2, a 1, or a 0. So how many marks can you get, can you collect through a writing task? Well, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. That makes 12. So 12 is the maximum. All right. Okay. Now, at the bottom of this slide, you can see what you need to prepare for, what will be assessed. For example, if you are at B1 level and are aiming at the B1 level qualification, you should know how to write a letter, a personal letter, or an email. All right, so you should be prepared for that. Should you be aiming at a B2 level certification? Well, you need to be prepared for, a little more. You should be able to write a personal letter, an email, an article, a descriptive composition, a narrative composition or story, a report, or a review. All right, so these are what you need to be prepared for, etc., etc., etc. And remember, you will find all these details in the support documents we have created for you, which I'm about to share with you in a few minutes. Don't worry. Okay. All right. So this is related to writing. Okay. What about speaking? Well, okay, things are very similar, well, if I may. 4 criteria again: task fulfillment and coherence. That is, well, did you do what you were asked to do, and did it make sense to the listener? All right, this is what coherence relates to. Okay, so did you do what you were asked to do, and did it make sense to the listener? The second criterion relates to accuracy and range of grammar. The third one relates to accuracy and range of vocabulary. And the last one, be careful here, be careful. The last criterion relates to 3 aspects of language: pronunciation, intonation, and fluency. All 3 together form the 4th criterion, right? Okay. Now again, how many marks can you collect? Okay, well, a maximum of 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, that makes 12. And how many marks do you need in order to pass your Esol exam, for example? Well, at least half of 12. Half of 12 is 6. Okay, great. Now, remember that should you be opting for our CELT exams, you need 33 out of 50. All right, and you will find more details in the documents we have for you. Okay. Now, on the right at the bottom, yes, this is a reminder that you will be assessed based on 4 parts, all right, which we've just discussed. Okay. Is there something more to remember about these exams? Well, yes, you need examples, all right? Although you will find these examples on our website. So if you visit our website, if you go to LanguageCert.org, I repeat, LanguageCert.org, you will find official practice papers, all right? Well, what you can see today is things I have selected, things I have copy-pasted from what you will find later today, if you like. Okay, so this is taken from listening at B1 level. Students are presented with multiple choice questions, and they need to listen to the recording twice, of course, and choose the best reply. All right. The second part, well, this is an example from B2, very much the same. They hear some conversations, they hear them twice, and students need to choose the correct answers. Okay. Part 3 is slightly different. Now, this is an example taken from C1. You are presented with a page from a pad, for example, and you need to fill in some, some little blanks there. So it's short answers. And part 4 is longish. It's, well, kind of longish because it's one conversation only, so a longer conversation. And you need to answer questions like, what you can see. So it's always A or B or C. And in the case of multiple choice questions, for you to know, it's always 3 options, A or B or C, and there's only one correct answer. Okay, great. What about reading? Well, things are not frightening, really, because it's very much things similar to what you've been doing all these years with your teachers, really. So this is taken from B2 reading part 1. You are presented with a text and you need to read and answer some reading comprehension questions. So it's A or B or C here. And then the second part is always a gapped text, a text with gaps, with empty boxes, let's say, all right? And you need to fill in those boxes with the options provided, okay? And then part 3 is always 4 little text like what you can see here, which are related theme-wise. So in terms of theme, it's always, you know, the same theme. So I think that this set of text is about sports or football. Yes, football, I think. Yeah, right, okay. And you need to you need to read these 4 texts very carefully and just write, you know, which text relates to this, which text relates to that, and you only need to write the letter, the corresponding letter next to the text, which we cannot see here, all right? But you either write in these boxes there, A or B or C or D, which means that the first text is the answer to the question, or the second text is the answer to the question, etc. Right? And the last one is a little more demanding because you are presented with, with a longish text again. And you are presented with open-ended questions, so you need to write short answers to these questions. Okay, great. What about writing? Okay, well, remember there are always 2 writing tasks. You have to do both of them, all right? And these are examples taken from, well, initially B2. Okay, you need to write a review here. Okay, fine, a review. And below, write a letter to a friend. Ah, so it's a friendly letter below, okay. And moving to the right, the first writing task asks to write a letter to an editor. Oops, so it's a formal letter, okay. And the second task is write a letter to your best friend. So it's a friendly letter. Okay, good. These are examples which I have copy pasted from the official practice papers you will find on our website. All right, so I just selected a few just to give you some examples. More examples. Well, there is a typo here. It's not writing, it's speaking, really. I apologize for that. I don't know what happened. Copy pasting, perhaps. Okay. So these are the 4 parts we talked about during, you know, the speaking test. So initially there are some personal questions, and then there will be 2 or 3 situations, and then there will be a practical task, you know, during which you exchange ideas with your interlocutor. And then there's, you know, the long turn, which we talked about, during which you need to talk about a topic selected by the interlocutor. You are given 30 seconds to put down, you know, some little ideas if you like, and then you share your response. And then there will be a few follow-up questions, like the follow-up questions you can see here on the right, okay, at the bottom. Okay. Remember that you will find all these examples on our website, obviously. Okay, and time has come for perhaps the most important part of this webinar. Okay, if you decide to prepare for these exams, what can you do? What is the best way to prepare for your exams? Well, lots of support, really, lots of support. So initially, yes, we've created academic support materials. First of all, digital materials. So if you have a look at our website, you will find a number of things like the Qualification Overview Handbook, which, which we can see on the right where my cursor is. So this is an overview, a summary. So within a few seconds or minutes, you have a very good overview of all levels. Why not? And then, of course, most important, the Listening, Reading, and Writing Qualification Handbook, which you can see well, where my cursor is, all right? So it's a thick document, something like 120 pages for all levels. Don't panic, all right? Just focus on the level you're interested in. B1, B2, C1, who knows, all right? And you will find all sorts of practical, technical information like how many parts are there, what's the duration of each part, what question types should I expect, what text types should I expect, etc. Everything is there, don't worry. You will also find a long list of topics and subtopics to prepare for. all right? Per level, B1, B2, C1, etc. Everything is there. And on top, most useful thing is you will find at the end of this handbook, a list of the main grammar points to be prepared for per level. B1, B2, C1, C2, etc. Everything is there. You can't miss it. All right. So I would warmly recommend you to have a look at this handbook. Then, should you wish to have more information about the writing part of the exam, yes, there's the Assessing Writing Performance Handbook, which you can see at the bottom on the right where my cursor is. So lots of information about the assessment criteria and the related mark schemes. When do you get a 3? When do you get a 2 per criterion, etc., etc. And you've got also examples of scripts of students' responses, and you will also find there how these scripts have been marked, and you will also find the assessor's comments. I think most useful. The same kind of support as regards speaking. So there's the Assessing Speaking Performance Handbook, which you can see, which you cannot see. Well, all right, okay. It's very similar to the previous one, okay, with lots of information about the speaking exam, the various, assessment criteria, the related mark schemes, etc. And then even more documents like preparing learners for the Esol speaking, international Esol speaking exams with lots of practical ideas, should you be interested. And of course, you will find practice papers related to both the written and the spoken exam. And may I repeat on purpose once more that in terms of content, in terms of exam structure, whether you decide to take the Iesol, any Iesol exams or any CELT exams, the content is exactly the same. The structure is exactly the same. All right. Perhaps the main difference maybe is perhaps scoring, nothing else. They are scored differently. But the exam itself is the same really in terms of content and structure. Okay, great. Is there something more? Well, yes, this is what Harsh also mentioned some minutes ago, that there are extra things that you can take advantage of. All right, extra support. You will find on our website a few practical tips. You will find publishers in case you want to practice even more. In case you are aiming at perfection, you can find even more practice material. Why not? And remember that we offer throughout the year free webinars for teachers, but also you will find pre-recorded presentations for teachers and candidates, all right, which are there on our website. So take advantage of these pre-recorded webinars. Why not? And yes, should you need support, you can either contact, the information desk 24/7 365, but also you can send us an email with your questions or with whatever you require, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right, so this is what we do every single day. We answer a lot of emails. Okay, and this is what you might need to remember, that if you would like to have a look at our website, well, you just go to LanguageCert.org, all right? LanguageCert.org. This is where you will find a wealth of information about our suites of exams, international, Esol, CELT, and some more suites we have. You can learn more about us through Facebook and LinkedIn. And should you have, an academic kind of question, if you want to send us some kind of questions, like where can I find the text types to prepare for my writing exams? Well, this is the address to use. Although the answer to your questions is usually located somewhere in the many documents we have prepared. All right, so you need some time. Yes, I know you need some time, but everything is there. You do not need more information, really. Okay, great. So this brings us to the end of this second part of the webinar. So I hope that this second part has been informative and useful. And yes, I think that time has come for your question. So yes, please do send your questions to the chat box, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay, great. So over to you, Harsh, and over to you, well, anyone really, all right? So feel free to send us your questions. Yes.
Thank you for taking out your time and giving us this insightful presentation.
Yes.
Now the time for the Q&A session. We'll start the Q&A session.
Right.
So I will read out all the questions from the YouTube chat box now.
Yes, Prayinka, I cannot hear you very well. It seems you are very far away from your microphone, so I cannot make out what you're saying. Could you please speak?
Thank you for taking out your time and giving us this insightful presentation. Now time is for the Q&A session. We will start the Q&A session. I will read out the questions from the YouTube chat box now.
Good, thank you.
Okay, so the first question is, how many marks are required to pass the LanguageCert exam?
How many marks are needed to pass? Which one?
Yeah. How many marks are required to pass the LanguageCert exam?
I don't understand. How many marks? I cannot hear you very well. There's something wrong with the sound. How many marks are required to pass the Iesol or the CELT exam?
CELT exam.
The CELT exam,
yeah,
right?
The question
good,
is
good. Thank you, thank you. So this is something we very quickly referred to. You need a minimum of 33 out of 50 for all 4 skills. So as regards listening, you absolutely need 33 at least out of 50. As regards reading, the same. You need at least 33 out of 50. As regards writing, the same, 33 out of 50. And as regards speaking, again, 33 out of 50. All right. So for all 4 skills, should anyone be interested in a CELT exam, you absolutely need a minimum of 33 out of 50. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Lovely.
So the next question is, where can I take the LanguageCert exam?
Where can I see a sample?
Take the exam. Where can I take the exam? LanguageCert exam.
Okay, good. So should any one of you be interested in registering for the Iesol suite of exams, any exam of, from the Iesol suite, or any exam as regards, our CELT qualifications, everything is on our website, everything. So you first need to go to LanguageCert.org, LanguageCert, one word, all right? LanguageCert.org. As soon as you land on the homepage, you will find our suites of exams: International, Esol, CELT, Young Learners, LTE. You select, let's say, Iesol or CELT, and as soon as you click on Iesol or CELT, you will find, how to register. Everything is there. You can't miss it. Everything is there. But just to help all of you, if you are new to LanguageCert, perhaps the best thing to do before you take any decision is to have a look at the FAQ section on our website. So if you go to the FAQ section on our website, and I'll tell you where it is, don't worry. If you go to the FAQ section of the website, you will find a lot of questions like this kind of question. Where can I go, when, how much, etc. Now, where can you find the FAQ section? That's very easy, but you need to take some notes. So you go to our website, LanguageCert.org. I repeat, LanguageCert.org. And at the top on the right, you will find something which is not FAQ, no, it's another word. It's about us. You will see at the top on the right, about us, about our exams, that is. So you click on about us, all right? You click on about us, which appears at the top, and there you will find FAQ. You click on FAQ, and this is where you will find a lot of clarifications about our exams. So it's questions about registration, it's questions about fees, it's questions about the duration of parts, it's about, where to find documents, etc. Everything is there. So perhaps this should be your priority should you be interested in, taking a LanguageCert exam. First of all, go to our FAQ section on our website, and it is there that you will, find a lot of typical questions everybody asks. So it's a huge list of questions with answers, but it's worth really. So you will gain time. All right. And please do not panic. Do not panic. Should you need information about our exams? Oh, it's very easy. At the top on our website, you will find also, a communication box. So this is where you can write a short message. Hello, my name is whatever. Could you please send me some information about where to register, for example? All right. So there are quite a few ways to communicate with us. One is the previous email. Let me show you again. Let me go back to what I showed you. That's it. So you can use what you can see at the bottom of this slide, academicsupport@languagecert.org. But you can also send us, a message through the communication box, which you will find on our website. As simple as that. As simple as that. Don't panic.
Yeah,
Okay?
Paul, that is the fastest way, I think. The chat box that pops us on our website, you can always raise your query over there, and that is the fastest support you can get.
That's it. Thank you, Harsh, indeed. Yes. So it's perhaps the easiest and the fastest way. All right. Very good question indeed. Thank you. More questions, perhaps?
Yes. So the next question is, what is the SALT exam format?
Oh, exactly the same as if students had chosen, the international Esol exam, any exam there. A B1 exam, a B2, a C1, or a C2. Exactly the same number of parts, exactly the same components, exactly the same number of questions, exactly the same text types, exactly the same question types, etc. Exactly the same. What is perhaps the most important difference to remember is scoring. These two suites are scored differently. Okay, for some reason. Okay. So in terms of preparation, you just download, whatever relates to international Esol exams, because it's exactly the same content should you be taking the SALT, exam. All right. Exactly the same preparation is needed. Exactly the same things will be on the exam. Exactly the same. Scoring is different. And remember, some little differences on top will be that initially when upon registration, you need to share more information, different kinds of information. And the results, when you receive them, will be presented in a different way. That's no problem, I think. Okay. Great. Thank you. Good question again.
Okay. So the next question is, I'm a visually impaired student, so can I take LanguageCert exam?
Excellent question. Excellent. So let me show you where to find lots of details. Can you see this slide? Can you see where my cursor is? So if you go to if you refer to the listening, reading, and writing qualification handbook, you will find access arrangements at the end of the handbook. So you will find what can be done should a candidate suffering from some learning difficulty, let's say dyslexia, wishes to take the exam. So there are access arrangements indeed, and you will find 2 pages, if I remember well, at the end of this document, for example, the listening, reading, and writing qualification handbook, which is, of course, on our website and which you can download later today if you like. Everything is there. For you to remember, the documents I've showed you, and which you can see on this slide, all of them are readily downloadable, free of charge, which means that later today, you can download all of them if you like. Why not? Okay. Just to have a bank of, a bank of pieces of information you absolutely need to prepare in the best possible way for your exams. So yes, indeed, there is a section devoted to access arrangements for students suffering from some kind of language difficulty, such as, let's say, dyslexia or dysgraphia, or who knows. All right. Good.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. So the next question is, will candidates who have purchased Take 2 for LanguageCert SELT 4 Facet exams get a refund if they fail both components?
Oops, that's not very clear to me. Can you please, sorry for that. Can you please repeat slowly because the connection is very, very poor.
Yeah, sure. I'll repeat the question.
Yeah.
Will candidates who have purchased Take Two for LanguageCert Cert 4 Facet exams get a refund if they fail both components?
No, they do not get a refund. They do not get a refund. No candidates gets a refund if they fail. No.
Okay,
Well,
so the next question is, what documentation do I need to book and sit for a CELT exam?
Excellent. Now, this is crucial. You absolutely need then to visit our website. So you absolutely need to go to LanguageCert.org. I repeat, LanguageCert.org. And as soon as you land on the homepage, you will see in big letters, CELT. Oops. So you click on CELT and my God, you will find a long list of, things you need to be aware of. So it relates to what CELT exams are all about, where you can take these exams, how much does it cost, etc. So you have to go to LanguageCert.org, our website. And as soon as you land there, you will see CELT. Very big letters there at the top. You click on CELT, and this is where you will find a lot of information about our CELT exams. But remember what I said some 10 minutes ago. You can also refer to a section of our website which is most informative. Which one? Well, the FAQ one. All right. So if you go to the FAQ section on our website, you will find a few pages about Iesol, a few pages about LTE, a few pages about young learners, a few pages about CELT. Oh, you go to CELT. That's as simple as that. So everything is there really. So you don't need anything else. You either, when you land on the homepage, you just click on CELT, which you will find at the top in big letters, all right? Or you go straight to the FAQ section, which is under, which word we said? Under about us, about our exams, that is, right? So at the top on the right, you will find about us. You click on about us, and at the bottom, you will find FAQ. You click on FAQ, and then you click on CELT. Okay. I hope it's clear, but I can repeat.
Yes, it's clear. It's clear.
All right. Okay.
The next question is, how long is my certificate valid?
Good. For life. For life. For life. All right. So there is no expiry date. No expiry date. But you need to contact your university before you before you go to the UK. And this is what all students have to do before they start a university program. They have to contact their university and tell them, I live in this particular country, I'm 18 years old, whatever, and which qualification do you need? Because I suppose you want me to prove, my English language proficiency. Would you prefer me to take, to present an Iesol kind of qualification or a CELT kind of qualification? This is something all students have to do prior to going to the UK, all right? Prior to registering, I would say, really here, all right, in our case. So prior to going to the UK, and this is a piece of advice for all of you who are, about to start, their academic career, academic studies, first of all, contact your university and ask them, what would you be happy with? LanguageCert International Esol qualification or a CELT qualification? They will tell you, both, or they will say you, we would prefer, a CELT qualification. So this is something you have to do before you register for our exams. So then you register for Iesol exams or CELT exams, and then yes, you receive your results, which you send to the university, and so on and so forth. All right, was that clear? Well, I hope.
Yes, it is pretty much clear.
Okay.
So the next question is, what benefits are in LanguageCert in comparison to IELTS?
Good, very good question. Well, we cannot talk about other exams, obviously. All right, so I would be, we would be not as fully informed as IELTS stuff. So we cannot compare. We should not compare. Remember that all examination boards are different. They base on different item banks. They create different test papers. They do not assess in the same way. And this is something that, you need to realize that it's very, very difficult to compare 2 or 3 or 4 examination boards, all right? Because they do not use the same kind of test items, methods, etc., etc. So I think that it's every student's job to do some research, first of all, and see which exam is closer to you, to your personality, to your background. All right. So our LanguageCert exams do have a number of attractive features, all right, which you will discover if you have a look at our documents. For example, a very, very informative document is what we referred to today, where my cursor is now, the LanguageCert listening, reading, and writing qualification, where it spells out a number of benefits for students. So yes, later today, if you have the time, have a look at this long list of attractive features that make LanguageCert very different from other exams. But it's not up to us to compare, LanguageCert to another examination board. No, it would be unfair. All right. Okay. Great.
Okay. So the next question is, how many and what universities accept LanguageCert for academic purpose?
Sorry, can you please repeat, but close to the microphone? The line is very poor today, very poor line.
I am repeating the question. How many and what universities accept LanguageCert for academic purpose?
Excellent question. Very good question. Very crucial point. So which institutions, colleges, universities, etc., recognize our LanguageCert exams? Well, this is an excellent question. If you visit our website, at the bottom of the homepage, you will find recognition. So if you could click on recognition, you will find a long list of countries which recognize our LanguageCert qualifications. So it's per country. So you will find India, China, Germany, England, Australia, etc. So if you have a look at this long list of recognitions, you will find that there are more than 1,000 ministries, colleges, universities, etc., which recognize our LanguageCert qualification. So I would certainly recommend all students to have a good look at this long list of institutions, and this might be perhaps the first step as regards selecting the university in UK or elsewhere you would like to go to. All right, so if you want to go to the UK, you will find a long list of UK universities and colleges. Well, half of your job is ready, really. You just need to contact them, tell them that I would like to study this and that, and what do you require as proof of English language proficiency. And I think half of your job is ready. All right. So lots of information about recognition, where, I repeat, on our website, you go to languagecert.org, and at the bottom, you will find recognition, the keyword recognition. You click on recognition, and then you will find, a long list of institutions. Okay. Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the last question is, do all the top ranked universities accept LanguageCert for the academic purpose? My student reference number is 174759.7.
Right. Okay. So again, this relates to recognition. So my piece of advice would be to contact these universities initially. So if a particular student has a particular university in mind, well, he or she should first of all look at our website and see if that institution is within this list of, institution recognizing our LanguageCert qualifications. If not, personally, what I would do as a student, I would send a short email to the interest to the university I'm interested in, I will send my own message. Hello, my name is this. I live in this country. I would like to come to the UK. I intend to have as a proof of English language proficiency this particular certificate, Esol, let's say C1 level. Would that be sufficient, etc.? So I would approach these institutions which might not be on our website. Remember that on our website we have a huge number of UK universities. All right. So yes, number one, check our website. Check this long list of institutions recognizing our qualifications. And if it's not there, if the university the student has in mind is not there, well, he or she should drop an email, a few lines to that particular university he or she is interested in, and, you know, ask the question I shared with you. Okay, was that clear, or shall I repeat it in different words?
No, it's pretty much clear.
Okay,
I have covered all the questions from the YouTube chat box.
Okay.
So do you want to share any final words?
Personally, no, I'd like to thank the audience for participating today, for their patience, etc. And may I remind participants that should they wish to send me or send us, you know, some kind of question in the next days or so, of course they can. So they can use this email address at the bottom of this slide, academicsupport@languagecert.org, and we'll be more than happy to, you know, answer their questions. So a very big thank you from me to all participants, and looking forward to, well, to receiving your questions someday. Okay.
Yes. Thank you for your valuable time, everyone. To all the audience, if you have any further questions, please feel to contact SIUK India office. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.